What if Deku was King Titan from Ark Survival? Evolved, Part 2. Several years have passed as Deku would grow into, well, King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved, as he is about the size of an underground room, very tall up. I would say taller than most buildings. As he's standing in the room, as he looks at the glass, as it seems no one has been there in days, as usually Overhaul has him monitored a lot, which guards would always be stationed around here, but lately it's been a lot more bare. Not many guards, not many people on the surveillance cameras, like he's nothing but a tossed away project. As Deku would honestly try escaping, as where there's punches into the concrete, scratching on the walls. Also, he's covered in a full area that is surrounded by steel, concrete, and mixtures of hardened rock, concrete, steel, which is very hard to break, but he's managed to make cracks after raging at hitting at several of the walls and all that, but he is yet to escape, as he is underground. As he just simply sits there most of the time, walking around, contemplating what to do. As then Overhaul, well, the crisis of them trying to come over free Eri, as Deku never met Eri, as he was confined to a permanent cell to where no one was permitted in or out unless it was to feed him, which they have to give him a large order of meat. And the only reason Overhaul was keeping him around is because in case the hero was attacked, well, like today. As we go to one of his 8 fingers, and I'm just going to say the one that has the blonde hair. I don't even know if he's an 8-finger or not. But he's sent off to free, well, Deku. As he walks into the room, as, well, King Titan Deku looks at him. As he looks at him, hey, easy there. The boss needs you. So you're gonna do what the boss says. As he pulls out the shock collar and shocks King Titan Deku. As he just roars. As he just stares at the window. As then he's just typing on it. As then it seems like the metal beams in places of the concrete start to open a wall in front of him. One he's been bashing at for a while. Remember now, you're gonna go destroy those heroes for Overhaul. As the man looks to turn away, as a hand would break through the glass, as he would grab the Overhaul's minion and pull him out. As the man tries to press the shock collar, as he just squeezes him, as he, well, explodes. Before he just swings his hand as the blood goes over the wall, hitting the wall. As he would walk out, revealing a long hallway, seemingly made for him. As he would be walking towards the exit, as on his mind is, kill Overhaul. As he remembers all of what Overhaul did over the years as his growth, he would be shocked, trained to be nothing but a mindless, well, beast. As he would be approaching, he suddenly stops as he's almost at the end of the hallway, as he's pulled into his mindscape. As in his mindscape, he started to even transform there. As he looks at himself, why? What's happened to me? It's been years. Overhaul's been... As when he thinks of Overhaul, he gets angry. As then he would look up, as he would see a variety of, well, beasts in front of him. Huh? As these beasts would be dinosaurs. What? As he would look out at the vast number, just seemingly in his mindscape. What are y'all doing here? As a few raptors would show up. Just simply, well, just there next to him. Y'all gonna help me? As then a form of Overhaul appears in his head as he squishes his fist. You will help me get rid of that man. Won't you? As he looks at the raptors and the others, as they nod. Come help me. As then a roar would be heard that would go echoing through the hallway and outside. Also, note he's about a block or two away from Overhaul's actual main base. As about 5 raptors would be summoned in front of, well, Deku. As he would speak in his King Titan form for the very first time as he's spoken in years. Kill Overhaul. As they would just roar, as they just run out. As King Titan Deku would run towards the exit and simply just break through the metal walls that were awaiting him, and also breaking through the sheer road that he was placed underground. As he gets above ground and roars, sending an echo that is heard by the heroes once again. As, well, the number 9 hero, Ririko, takes to the skies and sees this. What is that thing? As then, of course, she's still in battle with that one Overhaul goon. Why, that's the boss's secret weapon. As he would hit her in the face, sending her towards the back, as her assistants would help. Which was, Nejire, hope I'm saying that right, and, Sue and Uraka? As they would check and keep, him busy. Are you alright? As they notice that King Deku is making his way towards the base with an angry expression. He just doesn't care as he just steps through the town, making his way slowly but surely towards Overhaul's direction. As we go to the raptors, as they're simply taking the underground system that the goon had taken to get there. Now, of course, they move very faster than the Overhaul's goon that got there. He was sent there at the start of the raid, which took him about a little bit of 10-20 minutes to get there, give or take. As they're running towards the halls, through the halls to find, all Overhaul, as he would be fighting, Mirio. As he's going through that speech-telling area that another person's gonna die because of her. As one of the raptors would appear and just bite his arm. As he would touch the raptor, as it would explode. As the 4 others arrive. As they would growl as he looks over. What are y'all? As he would touch his arm and repair it. As they would rush towards Overhaul. As he summons some spikes, as they all dodge out of the way. As they hear the rumbling of Deku's footsteps as he's close. Now, several heroes did try to stop him. Say, just some heroes. No luck. Their attacks did nothing to him. As the raptors are running towards Overhaul, he's using the spikes, but they're seemingly evading them pretty well due to their monstrous instincts. As one would try to attack from the back. As Overhaul would quickly move his hand. As he would touch one, but his claw, the raptor's claws would embed into his hand, as he would disfigure the raptor as it would explode. As he would have to refigure his hand. As he does this, one of the raptors hits his back with a claw. As he would throw his hand backwards, the raptor jumps. As the 3 raptors are now encircling Overhaul. What do you think y'all are doing? As he raises his hand, about to press it down once again. Suddenly, the floor gives way above Overhaul as he touches it as it explodes, revealing King Titan Deku. It looks like you're here. Now get rid of him. And these pests. As King Titan Deku would just stare at Overhaul. I said get rid of them! As he reaches into his pocket to grab a device. As he would pull it out, as then one of the raptors would just bite his hand and grabbing the device. As, what are you doing? Hand that back. As he rushes to grab it, he then gets hit into the other side of the room by one of Deku's giant fists. As Mirko would take this time to take Eri away. What is that thing? As he would throw another punch towards Overhaul. As he would try to use his quirk, his hand was touching the fist of Deku as it was coming towards him. But his quirk does not affect him for some odd reason, as he sent flying through the wall and into a building. As Deku would roar once again, summoning, a T-Rex rushing towards Overhaul. As it would grab Overhaul as he's holding it by its teeth, as he starts to disfigure the dinosaur, as then Deku would then just hit him into the ground before lifting his foot. Don't you dare! As he sends several spikes towards Deku, as he just simply crushes the spikes and then would squish Overhaul. And just to make sure, Deku would constantly lift his leg and just tap down. And in his mind, he would say, die, 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 die. Simply making a huge crater of just Deku stomping onto the ground. As the raptors would come towards him. Of course, the heroes would try to attack as well. As, Mirio would set Eri down in a safe distance as Mirio would come over, and he has the power of One for All. As he rushes towards Deku, as he'd throw a punch, causing Deku to stumble back a bit, shocking him a little, as he would look over. As he would throw a swing with his right hook. Although it would miss Mirio because he phased, he would destroy the building behind him. As he would move forward, his steps making craters and more destruction. As all the heroes are contemplating what to do. As the dragon hero goes over to Mirko, what are we going to do? How are we going to defeat this thing? It's just a person with a giant quirk. Don't worry. As Eraserhead managed to get out, as he uses his quirk on Deku, but nothing happens. I can't erase his quirk. Must be a mutation type. Where was Overhaul keeping this thing? As he would then roar once again. As the roar would go all throughout, causing them to cover their ears. As then he would look over in a direction, before start running, destroying any blocks within his way. As the raptors would follow suit. As Mirio noticed that the raptors were following him. They're following him. We gotta stop that thing before it does any more damage. As it run past the highway, breaking the middle of the highway. As it just simply just squishes a building and just keeps on running towards a certain direction. As it seems to be heading somewhere. As we go to Deku's mind, as he wakes up, huh? Shouldn't I be in control? As he looks around, as both his hands are completely turned and his legs. As he looks up, he sees the same beast he saw all those years ago. The King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved. What are you doing here? We will be king once more. We? As it points towards himself and Deku. King? As Deku puts his hand on his face. What does it mean? What are you getting at? As he looks over at all of the dinosaurs. King once more. King once more. As then suddenly his mind area would suddenly shift. As we go back to, the My Hero world. As Deku had been hit with a large punch, sending him flying, scraping through buildings. As apparently, Mirio had come over to try to defeat Deku with his power with One for All. As Deku would roar before getting back up. As the raptors would manage to attack Mirio while he was off guard. As you notice, they're helping him. As the Spinosaurus would seemingly come out of nowhere and Mirio would barely manage to phase through him before getting hit by the tail, sending him into a building. As Deku would roar once again before just going through a skyscraper, revealing the open ocean. As he would run towards it, just running through the, warehouses or anything that stands in his path. As this is where Mirio and several other heroes would show up, as the dinosaurs were, defeated by the Quarks. As then Mirio would come over there and throw a punch at Deku's head, as this would hit him as he just stumbles back, as he would fall into the sea. As Mirio, thinking this is done, a fist would come coming straight through the ground, hitting Mirko, sending him in the air. As Deku reveals his head above the water. As then he would grab the dock before breaking it, sending a huge chunk of rock, destroying any ships nearby. As he would look back before seemingly laying out air before seemingly just swimming away. As he was swimming away to, two pterodactyls happen to be flying above him. As he looks up, as the helicopter that would be taking the news, all by that, would then get attacked, causing the heroes to focus on saving the helicopter, the pilot, the news reporter, as the pterodactyls would then follow suit behind Deku. As he would be swimming, as we would go, say about roughly a few hours later, as he had disappeared off the coast of Japan. As most of the heroes are in the meeting room, what is this creature? As Toshinori Yagi, All Might, who is sitting in the meeting, I don't know, but whatever it is, it was definitely something Overhaul created. Where is it now? We don't know. It went off the coast of Japan. As Mirko steps in, I got something. What? Take a look. It did this much damage to a variety of the city. If we don't stop this thing, it could do much more. You're right. We need to capture this thing. But where? We don't even know where it is. It most likely will attack again. So we need to be prepared. No, as some of the heroes contemplate, if the thing is this powerful, we can't risk population damage. We need to hunt it down. As Nezu would agree to this, and a lot of the other heroes would. This thing is very powerful. We're going to need several of the top 10 to defeat it. His endeavor discussed, I can handle it. As they would focus their main things on hunting down, Deku. And I'm just going to say, mostly this UA, most of the LLV has already been caught and captured because they slipped up. I'm just going to say slipped up. Toga twice got captured in the Overhaul raid as they were the only members really to escape, as Shigaraki and the rest were captured by the heroes because they failed to teleport with Kurigiri thanks to the help of All for One, as All Might had hit him beforehand. As we see Deku swimming, as he seemingly is swimming towards an island. As then, he'll get pulled back into his mindscape. As he would look at them again. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. As this island is the same island that he was, where they found the skeleton of the previous King Titan. Make sure to like and subscribe. And that is the end of part 2 of What If Deku Was King Titan from Arc Survival Evolved.